Here's how I pack for an 8-day trip using just a backpack. Here are some tips for those who want to avoid any overweight or extra baggage fees that a lot of these airline companies charge. If you're not using packing cubes, what are you doing? Please use them. They really help condense the space and keep everything neat and organized. These 2 smaller size ones fit perfectly in my backpack together, and then I also went and packed some miscellaneous toiletries, and I just placed them into the compartments that are already built in the backpack. This backpack is from Amazon, and I've gone on many trips traveling with just this backpack. It hasn't done me wrong. When I use my smaller packing cubes, I like to exclude larger items like denim and just place them on top and squeeze them in. This is much easier to do, by the way, when you're traveling in a warmer climate. I'm going to be island hopping in the Philippines, so it's a lot easier to fit more outfits into one backpack. A general tip is to utilize all the compartments that are built in within your backpack. So I add some card games in this pocket along with my daily vitamins that are in this reusable Ziploc bag. To avoid any bulkiness, I like to choose items that are a little bit more flat or can condense easily, like these snacks. That leads me into tip number 2, place your toiletries in flat bags. So I like to use Ziploc bags because they lay flat and easily into the front pockets of my backpack. This tip mainly depends on what kind of backpack you're using. So if you're using a backpack that's similar to mine, then you might want to switch to flatter bags so that they can fit in these compartments. Using toiletry bags that are compatible with your backpack really helps make them look less bulky. I like to hold onto my water bottle since it's pretty heavy when it's full, so instead I like to place an umbrella and a hand sanitizer in that water bottle pocket. I also like to pack a tote bag for everyday wear instead of using my backpack, and it also functions as a reusable grocery bag. If you have extra clothes that don't fit into a packing cube, then get an empty neck pillowcase and stuff it with your clothes. I use mine to put all of my bathing suits in. I've done this a handful of times and no one ever checks this neck pillowcase, and it functions as an actual neck pillow that you can use on the plane. To lower the weight of your backpack, I like to add a bunch of electronics and heavier items in my fisherman's vest. I got this vest from a flea market in Manila, and you can just stuff a bunch of things into the pockets. There are so many pockets on this vest, so I added this emergency kit, which is a little bit heavier. I keep things like band-aids, nail clippers, Tylenol in those little compartments, and then I have some other items like technology that are a little bit heavier. Since there are multiple pockets, it makes the vest look a little less bulky. Some of these things didn't end up fitting, like these sunglasses, so I did put them in my backpack instead. I also packed a carbon monoxide detector for the hotels. It's also helpful to utilize any small pouches to add in your cords and chargers. This is what the vest looks like on and fully packed. My sister also uses a fisherman's vest. I personally think it wasn't that heavy and it looks pretty okay with my outfit to the airport. It's also quick and easy to remove for security check. The last tip, if you really need some extra space, is to pack items in a plastic bag. Just cover it up with some actual food. So if any flight attendant asks, you can just say it's food that you're going to eat on the airplane. Make sure to hide the heavy non-food items at the bottom and then place the food on top. And this is everything all packed neatly, and I'm ready to go to the airport. Packing this way actually feels very convenient because everything is evenly distributed in a separate bag or item. Lastly, if you check in person, they're probably going to weigh your bag, so to avoid that, just check in online. That way you already have your boarding pass and you go straight to security. Those are all my tips for today. I hope they helped, and happy traveling!